Yo, what is up, guys? I am Paul.
And I am Linda, and today we are judging the absolute craziest people on Reddit.
Exact. I'm taking the guy's side, she's taking the girl's side.
Oh, you know I am ready to argue today. Let's not waste any time and jump straight into story number 1.
All right, let's get into story number 1. The title of this post says, I secretly found my husband's wedding ring after he lost it in the Mediterranean. Now I need help surprising him.
Okay, wait, I already love the energy of this. What's the context?
So the wife writes, a few weeks ago, my husband lost his wedding ring in the Mediterranean while we were on holiday. We searched everywhere, but eventually had to accept it was gone.
Losing a ring in the literal ocean is an absolute nightmare.
It really is. She continues, ever since, he's been really quiet about it, but I can tell it's hit him hard. He keeps touching the empty spot on his finger and saying, I can't believe it's gone. I didn't realize he was that attached to it.
Oh, that actually breaks my heart. Most guys wouldn't even care, but he is literally mourning that ring.
Right? So here is the crazy part. She says, secretly, after we got home, I tracked down a local metal detector guy from that area. I told him I'll pay whatever he wants, just please try looking for it.
Bro, paying a random guy in another country to search the ocean? That is insane trust. But wait, did he actually find it?
Yes, she writes, this man spent 2 days searching the sea, and somehow, unbelievably, he found it. Now her husband has absolutely no idea she has it. She's asking Reddit how to give it back to him in the most emotional way that will make him cry. Oh, and P.S., he hates crowds and attention.
All right, let's see what the actual Reddit comments had to say, because people had some wild ideas for this surprise.
Okay, so the top comment is so beautiful. Somebody wrote, you should propose to him with it. And someone replied to that saying, read somewhere recently about falling in love at different stages of marriage. We change as we get older, and so can our feelings. Fall in love all over again.
Another user added to this and said, yes, propose with it and ask, will you stay married to me? I literally got goosebumps reading that. Okay, that's cute and all, but listen to this one. This guy is a genius. He said, give him a box of sand and tell him to dig around and see if he finds anything.
Oh my God, no, that is so mean.
Bro, it's hilarious. But hey, there's also a really cool story here from a guy who relates to the husband. He commented, I lost my ring at a concert while waving my hands, and the singer literally stopped the band and asked everyone to check their feet. Shockingly, someone yelled, here it is. I'm also attached to my ratty old ring and would be devastated. Whatever you do for him, he will love.
Wow, the concert singer actually stopped the show? That's amazing. Oh, and there was one more really creative idea. Someone said, take him shopping for another one, but work it out with the jeweler to have his actual ring sitting right there in the showcase.
Oh, that is smooth, like a literal magic trick. Hey, honey, this one looks exactly like my old one.
So, Paul, out of all these real comments, which idea is the best?
Honestly, as a guy, the sandbox idea is funny, but that will you stay married to me proposal is the winner. He will 100% cry.
I totally agree. It's romantic and private, just like he likes it. But guys, what do you think is the best idea?
Yeah, drop your favorite idea in the comments below, or tell us if you've ever lost something this important. Now, let's jump straight into story number 2.
All right, moving on to story number 2. The title of this post says, Not Inviting Parent to Wedding.
Ooh, family drama. Those are always the messiest. What's the situation?
So the girl writes, my fiance and I got engaged a few months ago, but we decided to keep it quiet from my mom because she has always been quite controlling. She doesn't really like my partner, always says he's not doing enough, even when he tries.
Ugh, the classic toxic mother-in-law vibe. Nothing is ever good enough for them.
Exactly. She literally says, oh, well, you just visited us for one day, or he doesn't call me. So anyway, the girl says they finally told her mom about the engagement a month ago, and immediately the mom starts demanding things.
Let me guess, she wants a massive traditional wedding.
Bingo. She says, I need to have a wedding with family. I need months of notice. Family has to be present because that's just how it is. But Linda, here is the plot twist. The girl and her fiancé had already decided they are eloping, just a private ceremony for the two of them. and the elopement is literally in 3 days.
Wait, what? 3 days? Oh my God, the anxiety.
Right? So now she is super stressed. She writes, instead of being happy, I'm stressed about whether I should tell her mom beforehand or not. I feel guilty, but I know if I tell her, she's going to be extremely mad that I'm not getting married the way she wants.
Oh, wow. Let's see the comments because this is honestly a very deep psychological issue about parent-pleasing.
Yeah, the internet did not hold back. One person just gave straight facts. It's your wedding, not hers. She had her moment. Do not let her make it about her. If she wants to be part of your life, she has to accept she is not in control.
Exactly. And there was this one beautiful comment that said, her disappointment is separate from your responsibility. You can love your mom and still not make life decisions around her approval. And guys, the girl actually replied to this comment saying, I was raised to believe my parents' feelings are my responsibility. A part of me is hopeful she'll understand, but realistically, I know she won't. And someone else replied saying they are still working on this exact same thing after years of therapy.
Man, that is heavy. But hey, to lighten the mood, there was this total badass in the comments. Listen to this. I eloped over 30 years ago because my mom had all sorts of ideas. I called her while we were in Vegas and said, good news and bad news. Good news, we got married in Vegas. Bad news, the deed is already done.
Oh my God, the deed is already done. That is hilarious and so brave.
Right? Another person gave a very balanced solution. They said, tell her after. Host a simple come-and-go party, put out some coffee and desserts, call that your reception, involve her in that, and you're done. So Linda, what's the verdict? Should she tell her mom before the elopement or after?
Definitely after. If she tells her now, her mom will ruin those 3 days with guilt trips and crying. Protect your peace, get married, and deal with the drama later.
100% agree. Call her from Vegas and drop the bomb. But guys, what would you do? Have you ever had to hide a major life event from a strict or controlling parent?
Let us know your stories in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to hit subscribe. Let's get right into story number 3.
All right, story number 3 is getting a little dark. The title is, I'm just done with my marriage. Does this guy sound or seem abusive?
Oh man, usually if you have to ask the internet if your partner is abusive, the answer is almost always yes. What's going on?
So the wife writes, we've been married 17 years and I'm just done. No matter what I say or do, I'm wrong. He turns everything around, so he is the victim and I am the bad guy. He's emotionally immature, a perpetual victim, and a giant man baby.
17 years of that? That sounds completely exhausting.
Wait, it gets worse. She goes to therapy once a week just to keep her sanity. But whenever she comes back, her husband gets mad and yells, yeah, you tell him everything bad about me, but do you ever tell him about the BS you do?
Why does she even tell him what she talks about in therapy? That's supposed to be her private safe space.
Exactly. Also, if he does one tiny thing, like washing the dishes, he throws it in her face the next time she is upset, calling her unappreciative. And if she tries to communicate, he flips out, starts yelling, slamming doors, and literally punching walls.
Oh gosh, punching walls is physical intimidation. That is abuse.
I agree 100%. And you know what his excuse is for everything? His ADHD. He takes zero ownership. The craziest part is the wife literally has autism, but she says, I don't blame my behavior on it. It's still my personal responsibility to be a decent human being.
Wow, good for her for taking accountability. Let's see what the Reddit comments had to say because I know people were angry.
Oh yeah, the first comment said, yes, he's abusive. No, there's no point in saving this. Why does he listen in on your therapy? And the wife actually replied to this comment to clarify.
What did she say?
She wrote, he doesn't literally listen in, but he always wants to know exactly what was said. When I tell him we discussed his behavior, that's when he gets mad and asks if I just attack him.
Okay, another comment gave her perfect advice for this. They said, why are you telling him what you discuss? It's none of his business. I'd choose to not be miserable. If he's not interested in improving, you can't make him.
Exactly. And there was a very deep comment from someone who actually understands ADHD. Linda, read this one.
They wrote, my husband also has ADHD. Your husband's behavior sounds triggered by RSD, but his emotional management is 0. My husband had therapy for 4 years and it changed our marriage, but honestly, some people just don't want to try. They enjoy having blinders to their bad behavior.
That is so true. A diagnosis is an explanation, not a free pass to be toxic. A lot of people agreed, and someone left a very powerful comment saying, "You've sacrificed 17 years to this. Don't sacrifice another 17. You will be absolutely amazed by how much more peaceful your life is when you leave."
To end this, one user gave the ultimate advice. Develop a plan in secret, then leave, because he will either become violent or manipulate you with love bombing to convince you to stay. There is no fixing this. And Paul, I have to agree 100%.
Me too. Punching walls is violence. Slamming doors is intimidation. It's time for her to pack her bags quietly and get out of there. But guys, what do you think?
Do you think mental health conditions like ADHD are sometimes used as an excuse for toxic behavior? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Drop your opinions below, and if you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's move on to the next crazy story. All right, story number 4 is really heavy. The title asks, "How can I get my husband to care again?"
Oh no, just hearing that title makes me sad. You shouldn't have to beg your partner to care about you.
Right? So OP says, "I'm a 34-year-old FTM and I've been married to my husband for 15 years. We've been through a lot with his health issues and I've been his caregiver, nurse, and therapist through all of it."
Wait, married 15 years at 34? That means they've been together since they were teenagers. That is a lifetime of caregiving.
Exactly. And now OP is completely burnt out. He says, "I don't feel like my own person anymore. Much of my own health has been neglected to prioritize his, and now I'm applying for my own disability."
That is so tragic. He literally sacrificed his own body to keep his husband alive.
And the worst part is the husband has stopped trying. OP says, "I do little things to show I care. Buy little treats. My husband is physically limited, but he used to at least ask if I wanted a drink or ask if I wanted breakfast when he cooked. Now, nothing. I feel like I am disappearing into nothing but an NPC in my own life."
Calling yourself an NPC in your own marriage, that is one of the most heartbreaking ways I've ever heard someone describe their relationship.
They are in counseling, but he doesn't know what to do. So let's see what Reddit had to say. Comment number 1 gave a very hard reality check. "You can't force someone to care again. Burnout changes people. Stop asking how to make him care and start asking what happens if nothing changes."
Oof, that's harsh, but true. But someone replied to that with a very deep perspective. They said, caregiver burnout is real. When you're dealing with health and financial stress, it becomes survival mode, not a partnership. Sometimes people withdraw because they feel guilty about being a burden.
That makes sense. Maybe the husband feels like useless baggage. But guys, you know how toxic Reddit can be. Instead of giving relationship advice, one guy started attacking OP.
Wait, what did he say?
He commented, "If you get a job, you'll be out of the house and get space. Also, I'm not sure what you could possibly neglect in your 30s to qualify for disability."
Ew, are you kidding me? Invisible illnesses exist. You don't have to be 80 years old to be disabled.
Exactly. OP fired back immediately and said, "Ha, that's pretty ableist, bud. I have heart conditions, uncontrolled seizures, and POTS. Enjoy your normal life, but remember, eventually everyone needs help." And then the commenter got defensive and replied, "I'm disabled, and I know how hard it was to get benefits at 59.
Gross. Stop gatekeeping disability. Being sick is not a competition.
All right, Linda, ignoring that toxic troll, what is your final verdict for OP's marriage?
Honestly, they need a break from each other. The relationship is drowning in medical trauma. In counseling, they need to focus on rebuilding small, tiny connections. But if the husband still refuses to try, OP has to leave to save his own life.
Yeah, you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you have nothing left to give, you have to save yourself. But guys, what do you think?
Have you or someone you know ever experienced caregiver burnout? How did you survive it? Let us know in the comments.
Drop your thoughts below. All right, moving on to the next one. All right, guys, story number 5 is about the biggest double standard ever. The title says, "Husband shames me for wearing bikinis or shorts, but then gets off to other women online who dress this way."
Oh, I already hate him. The classic hypocrite. What's the full story?
So, OP writes, "I enjoy wearing my bikini, cute dresses, and tank tops in the summer,
but my husband finds it disrespectful to our marriage.
Okay, so he wants her to cover up. Let me guess, he is secretly liking Instagram models?
Worse, she says, he looks at other women online who dress very revealing and clearly enjoys it, but he completely ignores me when I dress modest. How do I feel good about myself when I'm shamed for the exact same behavior he finds stimulating in other women?
That is so incredibly toxic. So she just feels ugly and neglected while he drools over his phone?
Exactly. Now, let's get into the comments because OP dropped some massive plot twists in her replies. The first comment completely exposed the husband. They said, he doesn't respect women. He just doesn't want other men viewing you the way he views other women.
Spot on. Projection at its finest. Did OP reply to that?
She did. She wrote, I tried explaining this, but he gets so defensive, shuts it down immediately, and accuses me of seeking other men's attention. I just want him to want me. I feel like a pathetic loser begging for attention.
Oh my God, no woman should ever have to beg her own husband to look at her.
Bro, it gets worse. Another user commented, why do men get into relationships with baddies only to force them to change? And OP replied saying that when she confronted him, he called her insecure, immature, and literally called her a whore for wanting attention.
He called his own wife a whore? Oh, absolutely not. The commenters were right. This is a textbook Madonna whore complex.
Wait, explain that to the audience. What does that mean?
Multiple comments pointed it out. Some men literally cannot handle a woman being a good wife and a sexual being. In his sick mind, wives are just pure, boring maids, Madonna, and other women on the internet are objects for his lust, whore. It's deep-seated misogyny.
That makes so much sense, because in OP's final reply, she dropped a nuclear bomb. Listen to this. I don't think he can change. He is 12 years older than me. I am his third wife. He just wants me to be like his mom, quiet, cleaning, while still paying half the bills. I think I'm going to take my half of everything, hit him with child support, and get my freedom.
Yes, good for her. Third wife? Sir, if you are on your third marriage and still acting like this, the wives aren't the problem. You are the problem.
100%. He wants a 50-50 roommate who acts like a silent maid while he gets his kicks online. Trash behavior. The accusations are definitely admissions.
But guys, what do you think about this double standard? Have you ever dealt with a partner who policed your clothes but lusted after models online?
Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more insane Reddit drama. Now, let's jump straight into the next story.
All right, guys, story number 6. Imagine getting just one night off to go to a concert. You prep everything perfectly for your husband, and you come back to a disaster zone, and he calls you crazy?
Oh, my blood is already boiling. Let me guess, weaponized incompetence.
Exactly. So OP is 29, her husband is 34. She has a 1-year-old and literally does everything. Dinner, bath time, bedtime, every single night. But for one night, she got to go to a concert with her mom.
Good for her. Moms desperately need a break to just feel like a human being again.
Right. And to make it easy, she already prepared the baby's dinner. All the husband had to do was feed her, bathe her, and put her to bed. Fast forward to midnight, OP comes home. The baby's high chair is completely covered in food, the plate is caked with dry food, the blinds are still up, and Linda, the dogs were not even fed.
Are you kidding me? He couldn't even feed the dogs? What was he doing the whole time?
Wait for his excuse. OP was frustrated. She told him he could have at least scraped the plate and wiped the chair. He immediately gets mad and says she is being unreasonable. He says because he put the baby to bed, he shouldn't have to, quote, help with dishes.
Help with dishes? Sir, it is your house and your child. You aren't helping, you live there.
Bro, the next morning, he was still fighting with her, calling her crazy and saying she expects too much of him. So OP asked Reddit if she is wrong to be frustrated. Let's just say the internet ripped this man to shreds.
As they should. What did the top comment say?
The top comment said, you shouldn't have to tell your husband, an adult who agreed to do life with you, to scrape a plate. He's a lazy excuse of an adult who needs to grow the F up.
Oh, facts. And someone replied to that saying, men who think they don't have to help, get the F out. It's his child and his home too. I bet he thinks he was babysitting. And honestly, that is exactly what this is. He thinks he was a babysitter doing a favor.
Yep, another comment said exactly that. This man is not a partner or a father, he's a babysitter and a very poor one at that. But Linda, there was one comment from another wife that really put this guy to shame.
Oh, read it to me.
She wrote, "Last night my husband made dinner and loaded the dishwasher while holding our 8-week-old daughter because I was sick. Your husband just sucks and thinks you need to do all the work."
Wow, see, that's a real partner. But you know what's crazy? OP's husband said she expects too much. Another comment perfectly addressed this. What exactly is this too much you're expecting? Wiping a chair and scraping a plate? You are not his mom.
Exactly. The bar is literally on the floor and he still tripped over it.
To finish off, there was a very practical comment. They told OP, you 100% have the right to be livid. He has never had to do the full routine, so he doesn't realize how much work it is. Shift the conversation to division of labor. If you cook, he does the bath time.
So, Linda, what's your verdict? Is she wrong for being frustrated?
Absolutely not wrong. This is textbook weaponized incompetence. He left a mess on purpose so that next time she wants to go out, she'll think, oh, it's easier to just stay home and do it myself. Don't let him get away with it.
I agree. But guys, what do you think? Have you ever dealt with a partner who calls parenting their own kid babysitting?
Let us know your stories in the comments below, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Now, let's jump into the next wild story.
All right, guys, this is the final story of today's episode, and honestly, this one is straight up scary. The title says, "What would you do? My husband allowed me to get a cat." Wait, stop.
Disgusted. Allowed? You're an adult woman, not a child. A partnership is a mutual decision. Nobody allows you to do anything. Huge red flag already.
Exactly. So OP says he made it clear he hates cats, but did it out of love for me. I do absolutely everything for her. But over the weekend, I went out of town for 48 hours.
Okay, and did she leave the cat with him?
Yes, but listen to this. She writes, "I came home to find my cat locked in the laundry room with no food and no water. She attacked me like she had been starving. I was so thrown off."
What? For 48 hours? That is literal animal abuse. The cat could have died.
I know. So she confronts him, right? And he tells her, "This cat is not my responsibility. I made my boundaries clear in the beginning." Now OP is blaming herself, saying she didn't explicitly ask him to feed the cat, but she assumed out of love for her, he would just do it.
Oh my God, do not blame yourself for your husband being a psychopath. What did the comments say?
Well, one person did call her out. Comment number 2 said, "I don't get it. You didn't discuss it with him at all before leaving for 2 days? Does he even know where the food is?" And another person added, "You should have left a giant bowl of kibble and water. Never assume anything of anyone."
Okay, sure, she should have communicated better, but someone replied to that perfectly and said, even if she didn't ask, locking an animal up and letting it suffer is psychotic. This husband displayed cruelty, and cruelty to animals is psychopathic behavior.
Facts. One commenter was so real for this. They said, "I hate spiders, and yet I escort them outside instead of squishing them. He's allowed to hate cats. He doesn't have to pet it, but depriving it of basic needs? Psycho behavior."
Exactly. And another user shared a sweet story. They said, my dad doesn't like cats at all, but my mom brought one home 18 years ago. Now it naps on his lap. He would never even dream of locking it in a room to starve, because normal people have basic empathy.
Right, and this brings us to the scariest comment. Somebody said, "This is deeply troubling behavior. I'm not sure I would have kids with him."
Oh, 100%. If they have a baby and it's his boundary to not change diapers, is he just gonna let the baby sit in filth for 48 hours? He purposefully mistreated that cat to punish the wife. OP, that is grounds for divorce. Run.
Yep, he literally said, "I want nothing to do with your cat and will torture it if you leave it with me." Absolute trash human being. But guys, what do you think? Is the wife at fault for not leaving extra food, or is the husband a complete psychopath?
Let us know your final thoughts in the comments below. This episode was an emotional roller coaster, honestly.
It really was.
If you guys enjoyed this Reddit compilation, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one.